I am Chef Cassy, and this is beef simmered in red wine. Braising is a technique used by lots of chefs. It is going to let me cook the meat very slowly over a few hours, and it's going to make the meat very tender, and it's going to bring it a lot of flavor. Let's start by seasoning our meat. First, we're going to start by adding oil to our meat. You can put it all over the top, the bottom, the sides. Make sure you're very generous with the oil and it's well coated. Then we're going to add steak seasoning. Make sure you're generous with the seasonings. The seasoning contains salt and pepper, and make sure you get both sides very well. Cover it all over. And don't forget to turn it straight on its side and get the sides like that as well. You're going to brown those sides, so you need to make sure you season them as well. And now our last step would be adding the flour. It's going to make a nice brown crust on our meat, which is going to give it a good flavor. Make sure it's covered, turn it up this way, cover it everywhere. And now we're going to brown our beef. Okay, so now we're gonna add oil to our Dutch oven, and you wanna make sure that you cover the bottom of the pan. You wanna make sure that you have it set on like a medium-high temperature. And once that is hot and you can hear it popping a little bit, when you add your beef, you wanna hear a sizzle. And you're gonna brown this for approximately 2 minutes. Now that your beef has browned on one side, go ahead on and flip it over. You're looking for a nice brown crust. Now that my beef has been browning on the other side, I'm going to stand it up to make sure that I brown the edges. You're gonna have to probably grab 2 pairs of tongs for this, but it's important that you brown all the sides. Okay, so now when it's brown on all sides, I'm gonna remove the beef and let it rest over here. And in the same pot, I'm gonna go ahead on and add some pancetta that I have chopped up earlier in the same oil. It's about a cup of pancetta. Now that we have browned our pancetta, we're gonna go ahead on and add 2 cups of red wine and let that reduce. We're gonna cook this for approximately 5 to 7 minutes. Now that our red wine has reduced, we're gonna go ahead on and add a cup of chopped onions. We're gonna add 3/4 cups of chopped celery. This is about a cup and a half of petite baby carrots. We're gonna add 3 sprigs of rosemary. We have a cup of water, and we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of red tomato paste and a cup of chicken broth. Now we're gonna add our meat back to our pot. You want to make sure that your meat is submerged in your liquid pretty well. And I'm going to add just a little bit more chicken broth so I can make sure that it is completely covered. Now I'm going to cover my meat, and we're going to bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for approximately 2.5 to 3 hours. When your beef comes out, it's going to be juicy and delicious. Enjoy.